Good morning. I'm so fucking tired right now, but Source wants to come through and we obey. We just rock with what the vibe is. So you can put your hands on your heart, you can close your eyes, set an intention, or just let all of this just wash over you and take what feels good, leave what doesn't, and yeah, let's do it. Reciprocity is the first card here. So I'm feeling like relationships, like it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be new friendships. It could be relationships at work. It could be relationships within your family, old friendships that are coming back to the surface, anything. Or it could be all of the above. Maybe that's the vibe for you. Consciously choosing relationships that feed you, like relationships that add value to your life. It doesn't make you a bad person to be deciphering what you truly deserve, basically. And although we are infinite beings, like God experiencing itself through all of these different perspectives, we still have a finite amount of time as is perceived on Earth. So it's good to choose where you are placing your energy, because your energy is sacred and we don't want to have any leaky parts of our energy body or in our life or anything. We want to put our energy towards our highest timeline. That's fancy words for just, we want to put our energy towards feeling good and relationships that help us build as a human being and as a soul. And that's just that. So choosing, being conscious about it. Receptivity, cave. So cave is conducive to creating a safe space within your home and creating, again, it's like this sacred energy where you're creating healthy boundaries within your own space. That could be in your home. It could also be like while you're out and about, if you don't necessarily have a lot of time alone, creating the boundaries that you need in order to feel safe and choose what comes in and out. And then also receptivity, this part of this card is awkward. Receptivity. Part of this card is once you create those boundaries and understand that you're safe in your own space, then you let your guard down inside of the boundaries, and that allows Source, God, to be able to give you more of what you are looking for, whether that's clarity of mind in order to make better decisions, whether that's more abundance in whatever area that you choose that you want abundance in, or all of the areas that you want abundance in. So being able to set your boundaries, creating clear, concise end spaces where you end and other people begin, although it is a perception of Earth, it still is a part of our experience here on Earth to have boundaries. That's what we came here to experience. So we set the boundaries, and then we create that safe space inside of our boundaries in order to be a clear vessel in order to receive the energy that's flowing in. How awareness is piggybacking right off that last card. It's creating the so we've created the foundation by by choosing who's allowed in our life. We create a safe space within ourselves, within our body, within our home, within our work, wherever we go, in order to be a clear vessel so we can purely perceive what is happening in front of us, and then we can consciously choose in every moment the life that we're building. And that is how we continuously just live an awesome life, because we always have free will. Whenever we feel like we are stuck somewhere, we are making ourselves stuck in a situation, even if the repercussions are the scariest thing that you could ever imagine. Allowing yourself to go there, reach that fear, and still understand that you are okay and you can do anything, or allowing whatever to happen and trusting that it's all a part of the divine plan, that is truly freedom. That is truly living in your purest, most expressive self, and that is inevitably going to make you happy. So if you ever feel a dissonance, whatever, it's because you're limiting yourself somewhere, essentially. So allowing ourselves to have the clear space in order to be aware, and this is also including like meditation, making sure you're implementing your healthy habits, make sure you're fueling your body properly, making sure you are exercising regularly in whatever way that feels good for you, just keeping your body moving and making sure you're getting adequate rest as well. All of these factors help you perceive your environment as they are, not as a reflection of whatever stress you have stored in your body. So allowing the stress to properly filter through your system allows your awareness to be clear. Compassion. Having compassion for yourself and others is something that may not always come naturally because of the way that especially American society has been conditioned. However, with all of these things in mind, like keeping all of our healthy habits as a system just ingrained into our day, it will allow you to be able to have more space in order to perceive what's around you in a loving way. That just is naturally what happens whenever you are taken care of. You understand the world around you as it is, and you are able to accept it as it is, which feels so much more loving in your body as you experience the transition. So I guess the major theme so far is to take care of yourself, set your boundaries, and choose consciously where you are spending your day, what you're doing in your life, and what people you bring in to your field, because people are probably the densest form of energy on earth, disregarding any like awesome like the Egyptian freaking pyramids or like whatever temples, like those are obviously super energetically dense, but some humans might even be more energetically dense than that. So choosing consciously who you are allowing in your life is so important. And it's okay to also like test the waters, like trial and error, just keeping yourself aware and allowing yourself to freely express, and also allowing yourself to freely set boundaries in any way that you need, even if it's hard, even if you have to do it in a way that is a stepping stone in order to get to a healthy way to set boundaries. Like, we are just practicing and learning, and we're basically just all toddlers learning all the time, and nobody really has a full grasp of everything going on. So giving yourself compassion through all of these things is so important, and the more compassion you have for yourself and you learn to practice within your own being in life, then you easily start to transfer that to other people. And maybe you are like the opposite direction, where sometimes it's easier for you to practice with other people, and then it'll transfer into being more compassionate with yourself. And that's awesome, and that's your process, and just go with what feels the most natural and right for you. Oh, authenticity. Yeah, just allowing yourself to be fully yourself will bring the people, the connections, the workplaces, the experiences, all of these things that are meant for you, that are highest, that will allow you to experience the most bliss. All of those things happen when you start to live without a filter, and not like the filter that I've already mentioned, where you are choosing consciously what comes into your life. It's the filter of the outward flow, which is sometimes created as a safety mechanism, but allowing yourself to be fully, express yourself to the maximum extent will automatically create this like abundant flow towards you as well. Like you become magnetic because you are allowing your full flow force to be and emanate, which attracts, is literally like a magnet to everything meant to you, and also will be a practice of that boundary setting for things that you learn are not meant for you eventually. It's all a practice. So this compassion card is also super relevant and like within all of the cards. Queen Sovereignty. This is another like autonomy card, basically. Like it's also realizing that you are free in every moment to make a decision. All of these things that have been conditioned, that you have to stay at a workplace, stay in a relationship because of yada 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 yada. Obviously it's based on fear, but it's also based on conditioning, on how your parents lived and their parents lived and how our society lives and how your friends live, and all of these things are borders that you've put in your land, in the land of you. So demolishing these borders is scary, but it is how we live a life of freedom. I know that's hard to hear, but it really, truly is. Facing your fears, taking yourself to the brink of your comfort zone, passing over it, terrifying, literally nervous system activating. And then we learn tools in order to regulate our nervous system in these terrifying situations. But on the other side of it, we've up-leveled. We've become the better version of ourselves. We've got the coins in the video game to upgrade our avatar, basically. So allowing yourself to be scared, trusting that the process is happening naturally, and yeah, just testing the waters and giving yourself permission to make a decision in every moment. If you don't want to be somewhere, do not be there. Or if you feel a dissonance, an uncomfortable, unease in your system, then change it. Understand how you got there. Don't do it again. Or change exactly the situation that's happening right now in order to pivot from that feeling. It truly is your sovereign option to do it. You are autonomous and you have free will in every moment, regardless of any stories that are going on in your head. So that needs to, that can be engraved in our brains. And next time you think, I'm not feeling good, then come back to that idea. Even if it's a small little thing, like, I want to turn away from this person while they're talking, instead of just saying, hey, you're really negative. I don't want to have a conversation with you. Obviously, we build up to that because that's scary for some of us. And then, everything's a stepping stone, and we have compassion for ourselves along the way. Grace. Grace and compassion have a really similar energy here, but this is more of like allowing what's coming out to flow out. So it's similar to the compassion card in accepting what's happening in the exact now moment, but this is more of like flowing with what comes to you naturally. So it's like effortful, and the reading's energy is saying it's effortful to be autonomous, make a sovereign decision. It's effortful to be, what else was it? To like set boundaries and to choose who you want in your life, what you want in your life. But it's easy once you start living in your authentic self and practicing step by step like using each of these things in baby steps, because we're not going to get there in a day. And maybe you might get there tomorrow, whatever goal, whatever thing you're working on, but allowing whatever is coming in to flow in, even if it feels scary and like it's testing a boundary. It's part of the discernment. So some of the things, some of the people, places, things, I'm like sweating right now thinking about it. I don't know what's happening. Maybe it's like something very prominent in your life is it's coming in, and in the beginning of the reading, it was saying like set the boundaries, be discerning. But some of the things that come into you and you set the boundaries continuously and they're still there, they're a lesson. So these things are the things that we need to have grace with and allow them to flow into our field and just accept them as godly lessons, universal lessons that we are meant karmically in order to continue our lineage in a positive form. It's unfortunate. But however, allowing yourself to have these modalities that calm your nervous system and really just feel good, and not in unhealthy ways. Like obviously it's natural to have your coping mechanisms and they'll come and go through all of our life. But having modalities to calm your nervous system based on physiological things like emotional freedom tapping, meditation, breath work, working out, getting into your body and allowing yourself to feel safe. You could do self hugs. There's so many things, so many different ways that you could regulate your nervous system and calm yourself down in a state where things are happening that are uncomfortable. So really honing in on that is going to be helpful for us in this next stage. As much as we don't want everything to be up in the air, of course we can choose the pace of our life. Some things are going to be a bit overwhelming, and that's just a part of the video game that we are choosing to play on Earth. Fierce love. This is the way that you love the people in your life. That's why it's so important to be discerning with where your love goes, because you love so intensely and so fully. And your love is literally wanted by, like, if everybody knew how you love, everybody would want to experience it. And so when people get a taste of it, they flock your way. And it's really important to understand the difference between someone who's giving, who's adding value to your life, and someone who validates your ego in order to be a succubus. So that's why it is so important to create these boundaries with human beings and also with places and with items. And like our phones can do the same thing, or certain aspects of our phones. Certain environments can be the same way. Certain objects can be the same way. It's all just about attachment and allowing things to be brought into your field that genuinely add value to your life. And this could be a reminder to also clear out your space, clear your bedroom, get rid of anything that takes energy from you. Anything that you do not that you don't use needs to be out of your space, because it is taking up space in your physical area, and it's also taking up space energetically in your field. So this is an option to clear out space, and also that will allow room for what is meant to come to flow in. That is how it's like we are not finite or, okay, finite and infinite are both, they can both simultaneously be used to describe the human experience because there's so many different outcomes. However, we are infinite beings. We have infinite space, and technically we are all just one. But in the experience of Earth, we are meant to experience boundaries and to level up and to widen and widen and widen our boundaries. And that is literally why we are here. It's basically school, energetic school. And so with that concept in mind, we can only have a certain amount of energy in our field at one level. So at this level, you can only have this much energy in your field. So in order to level up, you do need to prune off things that do not increase your value. When you do that, you allow space for what is truly going to level you up to come into your life. And then, guess what? You'll have more energetic space. And every time we do that, we grow bigger. We think scarcity sometimes. You think, oh no, I'm getting rid of this. I'm lessening myself in some way. However, what you're really doing is you're getting rid of old shit, stuck energy. And then you can level up and you're going to be bigger than you were. You're going to have more energetic body, more space, more power, more confidence, more love, more money, whatever. You're going to have more after you get rid of these things that are taking up unnecessary space in your field. I know, it's a crazy concept and it's scary, but you can really start small with literally like get rid of that vase you haven't used in 3 years. Like get rid of the freaking, I don't know, change up your bedding or get rid of little knickknacks that just take up unnecessary space. Get rid of clothes that you haven't worn in years. All of these things are small steps that we can take in order to level up, increase our energy body, become more powerful. And when we have more power, beings like us that are loving and that want the world to be at peace, that want to create cohesion and love in every atmosphere. And we're human, obviously, right? So we're going to have things that come up that aren't super loving and all that. But we come back to our source, our center all the time. And we remind ourselves, love, peace, harmony. This is our goal. People like us, we need to have the power, that we need to have lots of power, and we can control the amount. We use the power for love, peace, harmony. We use it for our centering values. So by making yourself small, you're doing the world a disservice by elongating the amount of time that we will experience peace on earth. Just let that sink in. Let it sink in. By making yourself small, you're doing the earth and universe and everything, because everything affects everything. You're doing the universe a misjudge, what's the word? An injustice. So take up space and allow yourself to be empowered and learn along the way. Allow yourself to have hiccups and come back to your center of love, harmony, and peace and God. And that's how you do it. Awakening. Because you are helping the world awaken. We've been asleep for a long time. Humans have been put through the fucking ringer. And all of this is happening according to plan, in perfect harmony, in order to elevate, yada, yada, yada. And now it's time to awaken. Now it is time to wake the fucking world up. You are meant to shake the entire system. Period. Point blank. So take up space. Do not be scared. Well, be scared. Act in defiance of fear. Act regardless of the fear, because we are the warriors that are making a difference in this world. So feel empowered. Feel that power. Feel the space that you're taking up, and allow it to penetrate your entire life. Because you are meant to be someone who changes the world. You are truly meant to be someone who changes the world. And you change it every single day with your actions. So decipher how you want to show up, what you want to be, who you want to be in every moment. Allow yourself to have healthy habits so you can consciously make decisions and continuously work towards peace on earth, harmony, love, cohesion, compassion, empathy, all of these things that are embedded in everything and just need to be awoken. By you acting in these things, you create reflections of that everywhere you go. So don't be scared to take up space. You're doing everybody a service by taking up space, even when you feel like you're not. Okay? So I love you. I hope this inspired you, and I hope that it truly resonated with you and your soul and your body and your mind. So namaste. May peace be with you. Take up space. I love you. Bye.